This vessel is equipped with surface escape modules based at its key technical zones. These also serve as internal transport devices during normal conditions. The escape mode must be enabled at the main control panel in its zone. Once enabled, a module's escape switch may be used. These can only be launched while the ship is stationary. Each holds a life support system for short-term survival. A gravitational resonance beacon will aid in location and rescue efforts. Information and technical instructions for harnessing natural energies have been stored in each module. This will enable the establishment of longer-term and even permanent settlements if rescue cannot take place.
Our transportal time-gate technology was first developed on this planet by experimenting with new metallic alloys, stasis fields, gravity fields, and crystalline energy lenses. We created a highly stable temporal gate. With few exceptions, both organic and inorganic matter can travel freely in both directions. A gate can be collapsed by the transport of several homeworld metals, as detailed in the technical banks. These metals will cause destructive resonance waves. These destabilize and overload the gate, ultimately collapsing the field. After the accidental implosion of one transportal, we ensured that items meant for temporal travel do not contain these metals.
This energy beam tool can emit frequencies from the low subsonic range to the ultra-high electromagnetic range. It is able to generate extreme level 1 spatial distortion fields. Variable power and focus enable its use in all stages of construction, including excavation, thermal fusing, cutting, and the transport of structural modules. To demonstrate our achievements to various cultures, we have employed these tools to aid in the building of their larger structures. To enable this device, an access code must be set. For safety, the tool initially activates at minimum power, where accidental discharge at life forms will cause only momentary nervous disruption.
The controls of this Star Travel stasis pod have been modified to prevent unauthorized activation. To initiate the process, the code panel must be fully set, and the field generating base must sense the presence of an occupant. Depressing the activation button completes the sequence and generates the field. Where environmental danger is imminent, the pod's code panel may be fully preset, leaving its system in a ready state. Once in stasis, the occupant may be revived only by the completion of an automatic timing sequence or by the manual deactivation of the stasis field. A precisely timed revival sequence then allows the gradual resumption of cellular functions.
This
Beneath the planet's surface flows an ocean of molten rock. The decay of unstable atoms drives this vast furnace. We have developed safe technologies to bring forth this clean and inexhaustible power. We have driven deep wells to harness a stable geothermal energy source. As on our world, we use crystalline magnetic resonance to manage energy. Magnetic resonance cells serve as dense and lossless energy stores. Our laminate crystal arrays can be tuned to convert energy to any form. Piezoelectric transducers directly convert electrical impulses to mechanical energy. Crystal filaments conduct power efficiently. Perfect lenses focus energy beams for excavation and construction. We also harness the boundless light and heat of the sun, the energy of winds, and the power of the planet's rivers and ocean tides. When Earth's cultural development assures their peaceful, constructive use, these energy technologies shall be disclosed to humankind. Our basic synthetic servant is assembled from the modules for energy storage, locomotion, object manipulation, basic logic, and synthetic intelligence. We have recently added a trans-dimensional field generator, which enables inorganic entities to modify their form and density, to access and maintain previously unreachable parts of the ship. At lower power settings, the servant's basic functions continue, but its trans-dimensional field is inoperative. A self-monitoring energy system automatically directs each servant unit to its beamed energy charging station. The station's energy conversion crystal is tuned to the specific frequency of that unit.
My distant kin, hear this final message from your Terran outpost. We dare not attempt an escape launch through the surface storms above. We expect years to pass before we can safely fly our ship through this tortured atmosphere. To conserve vital supplies, we will await the proper departure time in our stasis chambers. One of our trans-dimensional artificial servants has been instructed to serve as a guardian and caretaker of our systems for decades, even centuries if necessary. The guardian will revive us when planetary conditions permit a launch. Until the great reunion.
Departed masters. The entire station has sunk to the ocean floor. The energy dome was raised in time. Water penetrated and damaged 2 matter recyclers and 5 revival systems beyond local repair. The stasis chambers remain functional. During repairs, part of my neuron circuitry was damaged by an electron discharge. I will attempt to relink my microneurons by opening alternate logic paths. Propulsion units are intact, but planetary turbulence is too great for launch. I await instructions until the great reunion. Distant creators. Conditions at this station have deteriorated. All stasis chambers have failed. All occupants expired. The transportal field generator is weak and unstable. The genetic pods stored in this world's time regions cannot be reached to enable launch. A pod retrieval mission would be futile. I understand my remaining mission of safeguarding our knowledge from all intruders. Further instructions are not required.
We acknowledge your recent report. We regret to learn of the extensive damage to your vessel and of the stasis system failure that has destroyed the crew. If the ship is no longer able to launch, you are directed to execute the Level 1 emergency procedure. This will prevent the uncontrolled disclosure of technology. Use redundant gravity beams to transmit the station chronologue, then manually initiate the full-scale self-destruct sequence. You have served well. Until the Great Reunion.
I have been revived from stasis by our synthetic servant, who appears damaged by a massive electrical discharge several hundred years ago, according to our chronologue. With some distorted sense of urgency, it accelerated my revival by beaming thermal waves at me during my stasis transition. It asks me questions, it craves direction, but it will not accept orders. Its non-violence directive seems intact, but its temperament is unstable. The atmosphere above had stabilized. I commanded it to launch a ship, and I could see its mind was in conflict. Ultimately, it refused. When I attempted to deactivate the Guardian, it became agitated and disappeared. The other stasis chambers are intact, but in this body there is much damage. Much cell damage. I'm dying until the Great Reunion.
We are from a noble, ancient race, an incomprehensible distance from this world. We long ago attained planetary peace. Meticulous manipulation of our genetic makeup helped us achieve vast intellects and flawless bodies. We harnessed boundless natural power and were freed from petty concerns and conflicts. Long after we had conquered the enemies from within, our world was threatened by a cosmic foe. The moon of a nearby planet was struck and shattered by a titanic asteroid. Fine meteorites would soon cover our planet with radioactive dust. Mutations from its weak, persistent radiation would have plunged us into genetic oblivion. Without means to evacuate our planet, we chose to shield ourselves and outlast the decaying radioactive material. Deep underground, we constructed vast arrays of medical stasis chambers, which could suspend life indefinitely. We converted an orbital station into a colony ship to take our finest and fittest scientists, technicians, and artisans to this planet, one of the few life-sustaining worlds within our reach. Their mission was to survive here and in time return to revive our race. Our colony vessel reached this planet and orbited while a section detached and landed on an unpopulated island continent. It served as the gateway for the orbiter's colony. What came to be known as Atlantis grew slowly around this outpost ship, populated over time by a great hybrid race. Here, our quest for knowledge continued, waiting for the distant day when our descendants would return to our planet for its reawakening.
In all the cultures we infused, each human was affected by our genetic heritage in varying degrees. There were those in whom the gift was barely manifest, and some who developed a harmonious blend of traits. Others were highly elevated and deeply moved by the desire for new and deeper knowledge. To them we offered passage to our planet. Many chose to join us on our departure day. As our heritage brought enlightenment to Earth, so would their human diversity enrich the life of our home world. Our colony ship has long departed, leaving this outpost to carry out several decades of tasks. We intended to equip humanity with the knowledge and means to tap their planetary energies. But this final mission has come to an unfortunate end. We expected tremors and eruptions, but none as powerful as the recent quakes that have shaken this planet. Rivers of molten magma first turned our glorious world into a flaming cauldron. Then fissures tore through our land, and the mountain upon which the ship is anchored crumbled and sank beneath the sea. Only the protection of our energy sphere saved this outpost ship, and those fortunate enough to be within it.
When first we came, this young world was filled with barbaric tribes in constant battle for dominance. Within rare peoples, we saw potential for greatness and took upon ourselves the noble task that a distant benefactor surely performed with our own ancestors: the infusion of a refined genetic legacy. A major advancement in our sciences occurred when we alloyed rare earth metals with our own to hyperfocus and combine stasis and gravity fields. The effect created transportals, gates through planetary time and space. We were free to explore this world with unprecedented freedom and use the gates to seek promising Earth cultures at their crucial eras.
Like the other, shall not escape your doom.
We have converted several immunization modules to introduce refined genetic material by pulsed injection through the skin. Their casings are shaped and decorated appropriately for each culture. These pods are more than simple infusion devices. Each carries the pure genetic legacy of our race, preserved in a thermally fueled microstasis field. These containers are portable and immune to the passing of time. The pods also serve as emergency storage of our genetic heritage in the event that nature or miscalculation deals a fatal blow to our race. We have converted
The genetic synthesis device is essentially a programmable integrator and replicator. It is able to analyze, reorganize, and synthesize genetic material. With it, and with the wisdom of many millennia, we have steered our development toward unprecedented heights. The power of this device, without the wisdom to employ it, could easily produce genetic creations that are wild, grotesque, and predatory, or microscopic, infectious, and deadly. We have established the highest safeguards to prevent removal of this genetic device from this outpost ship, and to prevent the ship from leaving this planet without it. The genetic infusion pods were produced with this device. Those pods must be reattached to the device, and the device itself must then be locked to the control panel to enable this ship's launch systems.
resume my charge. You are so gullible. Prepare to enter oblivion. Now you will spend eternity in the nebula. Return the crystals now. You have put yourself into stasis. My domain is secure again.
Thank God. You defeated the Guardian. I thought you were done for. Now we're almost home. Do exactly as I say, and you'll save us both. Be careful, though. This gate, there's something not quite right with it. I'm so glad you're still alive. Listen carefully. This time gate is a prison for me only because the transport is incomplete. It's losing stability. You must finish the transport process.
Warning. Self-destruct initiated. 3 minutes remaining. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Until the great reunion.
I'm sure you realize the genetic device must return with us. To the Atlanteans, it's old technology. But for us, it's a quantum leap. Give me the device, send me back, then follow me through. You will share in the rewards. I promise you. With a single act, we can advance humanity to the level of these star travelers. Put the device into this time gate and finish my transport. Then, follow me through the gate. We'll return with an expedition and revive the Atlanteans. What are you worried about? Those empty threats were designed to scare an intruding barbarian. This was a peaceful culture, incapable of violence. Give me the device before it's too late. Look, my friend, there are no more safeguards. Believe me, you've defeated the Guardian, and that was the only safeguard the Atlanteans needed. Why are you concerned? Do you really believe they would destroy themselves? Look, if you don't give them to me, take them yourself. Don't be a fool. Take them and go. Do it for mankind! Look, if you don't give them to me,
Station launch initiated. 2 minutes remaining.
come back! There's still time! Release me! Thank you. I am grateful to be leaving, believe me. But you send me back with nothing. Only fantastic stories.
Station launch in 1 minute. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Until the great reunion. Station launch in 1 minute. Until the great reunion.